Yeah, hi Nikhil, Ashendra, hi, Saikilam.
Hi Harish, hi everyone. Good evening.
Any question from yesterday's session? Okay, I'm continuing the session. So, whenever we are talking about CRM, you might observe we are highlighting two things. One is CRM technical and CRM function. For whatever the topic you take, we are just highlighting for the suppose last time we were discussing customer service. We are saying customer service technical, customer service functional. Yesterday we have seen sales functional. Today I scheduled the call for sales technical. So what do you mean by technical? What do you mean by function? Anyone understand so far? Shivendra, did you understand what is the difference between why I'm saying technical, why I'm saying functional?
The functional is the to set the organized product architecture and how it work, how it has to work, and uh, whether what we have to take and how based on these things we can for technical we can follow the functional priorities. Or based on the functional we can design the application and customization whatever the thing in technical.
Yes. So that means for the even for the CRM also it's applicable the same. So whenever you are doing the changes, suppose if you are doing on the changes only UI level, you are not doing anything much, then that will be come under as a CRM functional. So they will know only the navigation, they know the interface, they will know the high level thing. When we say CRM technical, they should know about functional, all the UI navigation, everything. Also, they should know the behind the scene, how system is working in the back end. Suppose to create a one form, you have to do some things in the back end, right? So those things you need to understand. That is the back end concept. Okay. So if you are technical, you will be coming both what is you are doing in the UI and what you are doing in the back end. Okay. So today we will be going to discuss on sales technical. From Monday onwards, we will completely be into the technical side. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Just let me know what you are able to see. Do you see my screen?
Yes, now able to see this.
Okay, nice. So this is the admin power platform, right? So in this environment, for which are we have access. So if you see, I have Ridge1 access, LUT sales access. So these are the environments which I have access. So we were discussing sales, right? So I'm clicking on the LUT sales. So once you click on this environment details, you will be having the all the information about this environment. What is the environment URL, whether it is a production or if you see state, somewhere we will be creating the production or sandbox as well. So if you see here, state is ready, environment, organization we have, where it is, and time status exceeded. Convert to production. We are getting this option means this is not a production environment. So we create this trial, right? So that's why we are getting a convert to production. If it is a production environment, you won't get the convert to production. Now if you see here, type here, it's not showing that here also we have type. Trial is there, right? So this is a trial environment. If it is a production, we will have the production. So you will have one more type sandbox. Sandbox is nothing but a dev environment. Okay. Now, any questions here? Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, So for this environment, suppose if you want to see who has access. So in the same environment, if you see here, where we have access, right? If you click on the users, it will show the list of users who has access. So ours is LUT sales app, right? So here Ashok has access, Kalyan has access, Hanumantu, Hare Krishna, all these people have access. Now let's go back to CRM app. So this is my CRM sales organization. So inside sales organization, what we were discussing the sales hub, right? So basically, sales hub will be used for to do the sales life cycle, to giving a from the lead creation, lead qualification, opportunity creation, then giving the quotation and by purchasing the product. So in any of this cycle, if you want to change something, so you have to make changes, right? That is sales technical. Okay. So whatever you are doing for sales, extending the sales functionality, that will come under a sales technical. Let it load. Meanwhile, let me open the Power App portal for the same. So for the Power App, you can remember the URL or simply click on this Power Apps. So it will open a new tab. It will show you the landing page. Once you have it in the Power Apps homepage, you have to change the environment. Mine is LUT sales, right? So I have to change it to this environment. So first habituate to the UI from where to suppose if I need some organization where I am switching, if I need some environment where I looking. So habituate to the interface only. Later you can develop the extension, you can work on the customization. So first identify for which thing, which URL you have to use, which portal you have to use. What is the navigation to change the environment? Where should I go? So learn these things. So here I am having apps. Here, if you see the same apps, whatever I could see here in the sales app, the same apps will be available in the maker portal. So this is like a live system. So from this Power App maker portal, we will be doing the editings for those apps. So how many we have here? 10 plus, right? If you see here, here also you will be having 10 plus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11. The same 11 appear here. 3, 6, 7. Okay. You have few more as well. The Power Pages environment that won't appear. So we can dynamic 365 for Outlook. Do you see here? No. Okay. Now let me switch back to sales environment. Sales app. This is my sales app, right? So in the sales app, yesterday Jyoti was explaining how do you create a lead, how do you create everything, right? So let's go to that one. So the lead is a table. Inside lead, we will have the records. This one, my open lead. If you take this one, so suppose if you want to open this record separately, here you can try this, open in a new window. Here it will open in the new form, new tab. So here you have the full-fledged view for test. So my requirement is simple. I don't want to use topic here. I want to name it as a something else. So lead topic, simple. So to make such changes, you have to make some changes somewhere, right? Because in this OOB app, you don't want to go with the existing. You want to make some changes. So for where do we make the changes? We will be using for that. You will be using through Maker portal. Now, if you see here, this is the lead entity. So whatever the changes related to this lead, you have to make it in on the this lead table, right? So for that one, here if you see here, we have tables for this environment. We are using LUT cells only, right? So under this LUT cells, you have lead. So you can look for here or you can search it on all. The most user will be in the recommended. So I am finding here. So what is my requirement here? Whenever this form opens, I don't want to have a topic. I want to have it as a lead topic or something else. So now I want to make a change in this form, right? So if you see, these we have some options: lead, sales insight, sales trial. So for this entity, you have three forms. The drop down, whatever it is listing, right? These we call as the forms. So if you open the same record in a different form, the UI will be different. UI means the rendering, user experience will be different. So summary, relationship analytics. In the previous one, what we have? Summary, details, files. So like that for each person, suppose let's consider the sales app is being used by some sales representatives, also some sales manager. So sales representative will fill the full details. Manager will fill the full details, right? So they don't need same thing. So in such scenarios, for single entity, we can configure multiple forms. In that case, we will go with the CRM OB forms feature. So by default, we are having these three. So one is lead, the other one is insights. So where do you want to make changes? In the lead form, you have to make this topic label to be something else. So this is my lead table, right? Now here you have option for forms. So if you see the grouping also will be very nice. Table properties like a core properties of table. Schema, relationships keys. These are nothing but a fields. Now in the data experience means experience. What you UI means nothing but experience, right? So that will come under here. So I am going here forms. So what is my form here? Lead. So I have to open lead. So lead form will be loaded here. Now, what I want to make change, I don't want this label name this as a topic. I want to configure something else. Let's consider lead for in brackets. I want to keep interested in. So I'm removing this. So instead of lead label, I'm just making change to UI. So in the form, I modified that label and I'm just save and publish because I want to see my changes in the CRM. I made the changes, but it's not yet reflected here, right? So to reflect it here, I have to make a save and publish. So once you do publish, what will happen? The whatever the changes you are making, those will be synced to the server. So all users can see your changes. Getting? So this way, it's not only for sales technical, for anything, if you are making some changes to the existing process, if we are extending some existing feature, that we will call as a technical. It could be sales technical, customer service technical. The overall we will consider as CRM technical. Suppose if you are a CRM technical, you will know the you will know the not only the process, you will know the how to make changes behind the scenes. That we will call a technical. Any questions here? Cool. Now I made some changes, right? So I want to see my changes. In the CRM, it's simple. If you do a just refresh, you will get the changes, recent changes. So for that one, you need to do on the control F5. It's like a hard refresh. Just just select the control button, do the F5. If you do multiple refresh also, it will reflect. So I need to open the same record again. So lead for interested in. So this is changed. Interested in bike. So this will what it means this will be giving you the flexibility to make it more related to your project. I mean your application. I mean for your business, because for for the same model, some people will be using for selling like automobile, like bikes, cars. For the same map can be used for some real estate purpose. So like that we can make the changes as per your own need. Getting? Now, if you see what I did, I just make some change on the level. Now, if you see here, I don't want these many options here because my application is very simple. I just want to see just lead opportunities competitors. So where which application I'm using? I'm using the sales hub. So you need to modify the sales hub, right? So for that one, what we will do, we will go to the same maker portal again. Last time we are modifying some table property. So we went to tables. Now we are modifying this app property because this navigation is a app property, right? The whatever the you have the left side navigation, this sidebar, these are app properties, right? So we have to go to the apps. So for the same maker portal in the same environment, now I'm going for apps. So here you don't have anything in the my apps because in your org, whatever these apps, those are out of the box apps. By default, you got it right. If you see everything has Microsoft. So those you got it for by default. That all are Microsoft. That's why you don't have anything in the my apps. So if you go to all, so you will be having sales trial, sales hub. Which one my sales hub, right? So you have to click on this edit. You have to say over it. You need to click on this edit. Now here you will see the options for editing this navigation. Okay. Any questions in understanding Rizwan, Hare Krishna, Shivendra, Cycle, okay.
Harish,
Yeah, tell me.
uh, in our UI, on the left side and in navigation, like any entity, like lead, opportunity, account. If you
Yes.
if you need any changes in our levels, go on the Power Apps and change our connect with go on inside the table and then change. Correct, na? All entity
You
has
want,
come under the table.
yes, good question. So you want to change the table name or label name.
Just
So this is the label in the navigation, but table name still will be leads. Okay. Now if you see here the same, let me explain. Good question, Shivendra. Now if you see this is the CRM sales hub, right? What I'm using, what I'm showing in the browser. Now here if you click on this leads, for everything in the CRM, you will have two. One is label name, the actual one behind the scenes. Now, if you click on this leads, where it is leads. Let it load. So you have to make sure you have to change that table name or lead name. Now, with this sitemap app, with this in the sitemap, the sidebar navigation, I want to change the suppose if this sales. This is a label kind of. So here you can make changes. So when you click on this one, sales is displaying. So I can what I can make it to automobile sales. So what will happen when you do save changes, publish it, instead of auto sales earlier, you are changing the label of automobile sales, but the ID behind the same sales. Anyway, you are not going with the ID, you can leave it. Next thing, what you ask, you want to change this leads view, right? Now, if you see, whenever you're clicking on this, what is happening? It will change the table. So suppose if you want to change the leads name itself, you have to make a change in the table. Getting?
Yes, good.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, yes.
So you need to make sure like you want to change the label name or you want to change the actual thing. Now, let me refresh meanwhile. So if you see, whenever you click on this load, what happened? It is loading the table. So you have to make a change to the table. So where that can do, let it refresh. So what Shivendra is expecting, instead of leads, you want to make same automobile leads here as well. Automobile sales. Now two things. If you open from here, you are not able to change this leads table name. You want either you have to change the table name, but whatever requirement you don't want to change table name. You just want to see the label name only. So the symbol, phone symbol has to be as is. The backend schema name for the table should be as is. Then what you can do, for every app, there will be sitemap navigation will be there. Okay. Let me show that. So this is, you want to change the leads view for this one, right? So you want to change the label only. In such scenarios, what you will do, you will go to the sitemap editor for this application. So where can you find that? So whatever the entire your organization changes will be available in one solution, default solution. Means whatever you make change for this environment, those will be available in the default solution. So solution is a like package where you will have the all the changes. Okay. Now here in the default solution, if you see, you will have all components. You will find all tables here, everything. So what I want to make change in the sitemap navigation, I want to change, right? So here you will come to sitemap navigation.
Complain yaga? Yeah. మర్చిపోయింది
Sitemap.
ఒకటే అడిగినా కదా నేను
So what where sales up, right?
నేను అడిగే కదా పని చేసింది
Click on sales up, edit. This is, if you see, sitemap designer is loading. So in the sitemap designer, I can make a change this label. So here it will appear what is showing here in the, instead of leads, title is then a leads. Here you can say bike leads. I'm publishing my changes. So what you are doing, you are not making changes to the table. You are just making the change to label. So for the label changes, this is under comes under sitemap, right? That's why you are getting in the sitemap. You may ask question for the automobile sales also. This is also under sales sitemap only. Now why I am changing in other place? That is only this actually sitemap designer. This is a like a old. So this from this only they have developed the this app. So here still they haven't migrated all the features. That's why if you see here, switch to classic option is there. If you click on this one, it will open the same sitemap designer. Getting? So for whatever the change, the top ribbon bar or left navigation, if you want to make changes, you will be using the sitemap designer. So if you click on the sitemap, you will get the sitemap. You can change by cleats or anything. Okay. Any questions? Good. So now you understood high level. Suppose if you want to make any change to the table, you will go to the table. If you want to make any changes to this sitemap navigation, you will go to the sitemap navigation. So we will be repeating the same for any development kind of activity. Everything will be fall under either this way in this or that. Okay, so you have to more clear like what is your requirement, where do you make the changes. Any questions here? No. Now, in simple words, now I created sales. I created a lead. In this lead also, I don't want to use this form. I don't want to, here by default, we are getting three forms, right? I want to have a separate form like sales representative app. So as forms under, where do you have the forms? You have forms for lead, right? So when you want to make a some changes to form, obviously you have to go to the table properties. So you will be going to again table. What is my entity? Lead. Look for lead. Or you can search it here instead of scrolling. You want to create forms, right? So you will be creating forms. Click on new form. Here we have these many options. In the next session, we will be learning what is QQ, what is create, what is called. So for I'm creating a sales representative form and keeping some meaningful description. So for latter, it will be easy for identify. Representative. Is it correct? So like this, a new form will be created. So on the every form you have these are nothing but a columns, right? When form is created, it means you have to keep these fields as well. So on form is created, I have to keep some fields here. So but if you see here by default, it is copying the main form, so it is replicating. Why? Because this is a lead entity. But suppose if you work for some custom entity, it won't come like this, because that is the difference between OOB apps and OOB entities and custom entities. Okay. Any questions here? So now you have to explicitly move on. Suppose if you don't need a first name, last name, you have to remove like this. Then you need to make a save and publish. So your changes will be reflected. Today I'm telling high level. In coming sessions, you will have the deeper for each property, what is what everything.
What you are saying is now, like as currently now as Sales Hub is a OB app, that means like it is a Microsoft published app. We are if we create a sales representative form, it will automatically generate the fields automatically inside this Sales Hub app. When we
Yes.
design a new app by our own, doesn't it create the fields?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It won't. Suppose if you create some your custom app, if you inserting some custom entity there, it won't work like that. You have to keep it everything, because you are not creating from Microsoft template, right? So you are creating your own. So that time you have to work for your changes because it doesn't know, right, what you need. When you are using Sales Hub, it knows like you might expect this way. So that's why it's giving. But when you are creating a custom map, it doesn't know, right, what is your requirement, everything. So it won't suggest anything. Now we have sales rep form as well. So in the sales rep form, I have removed few fields now that won't appear here. So job title business phone because I removed the first name, last name, right? So that's why it is showing only. So now when you are, so this is what technical. So technical means for CRM technical or the customer service technical, sales technical, you are making changes to the existing. That is mean technical. Functional means you are just using the whatever it has. So if you having technical knowledge, you will be cover both like backend changes and the process, normal regular flow. Okay. Any questions here?
You also told that I will show you to how to hide these navigation entities. Like if you want only links, opportunities, and
Yeah,
buttons.
let me cover that. So in the sitemap designer, you have these many things, right? Now you don't want to have this customer sales. So you can simply select this. Here you will have an option for deletion. Delete option is there at top. Again, don't want customers. Again, I don't want this again label. I don't want this my work. I don't want this collateral. I need marketing. Let it be. I don't need performance. I don't need service. Let keep service. So we have only three sales, marketing, service for entire. So I make some changes. Saving.
Whatever the changes currently you are doing, like it will be the changes will be applicable to the every user then who is
Yes,
accessing to this application.
exactly. Until you
Like
publish it.
for example, if another user doesn't he wants this the entire navigation to be same, like right? Then we should change once again to back as it is. Like what should
Now,
we
good
do then?
question. Suppose whenever any feature you are giving to your users, you will follow some pattern, right? Either it will available for all, either it won't be available for all. Suppose if you want to segregate some top managers, you want to have some different kind of, some lower level, you want to have different. That time you will be creating two apps because one sitemap can support only one view, right? Sales app can support only this. You have only now one navigation, right? So here in such scenarios, you want to maintain two different views. You will create one more app. In this also you have one more. If you see here, we have sales app settings. So here also you will have, it's like a next tabs kinds of. Okay, for each tab you have set of options, right? This also you can customize. Suppose if you have sales for marketing, you can have it here. In other one, you can have the cases. Getting so in a single app, you can't have two sitemaps. One app means one sitemap. Getting now I made changes. Now I want to publish. So when I do publish, even if you open the sales hub app, it will affect for you. You won't able to see the whatever we deleted, my work, customers. So now if you see where we are getting one error, please try and contact your system persist. Let me do hot refresh. 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . 。 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 . 。 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . So what do you mean by hard refresh? So you are clearing the local cache, you are getting the latest changes from the server. So here if you see you have sales hub, automobiles, marketing, sales, only three sections. Now in this also I don't want to have everything in one place. I want to have different like this in the areas. So in such scenarios, you can have others, right? You will be deleting them. I deleting the other whatever have. I will create a one marketing area. So for this marketing, I will be moving this to above. It came here. Then simple drag and drop. I'm just selecting that and moving. Now for the service also, I will create one more area. Giving area name service. And what I'm doing, I'm just picking this, selecting the entire section and hovering it, moving here. Done. So under sales only have this automobile sales. Under marketing I have only marketing. Under service I have only service. I made changes. So whenever make you changes to reflect, you have to do publish. So save and publish. Now refresh the thing, you will experience it. Suppose it's not reflected. What do you have to do? One more hot refresh. Reflected. The older one. Is it why you are getting error means if you do two people are working on at same time, you will be getting publishing error. Otherwise you won't get. Now let me do refresh. These are still available. So my changes are not. So one thing you can do hard refresh like click on function F12. So it will open developer tools. Once it opens, you can just right click on this browser reload option, empty cache and reload. So it will clear local cache and it will try to get the all changes from the server. So that's why it is taking time. If you see, means it is rendering, it is taking the changes like that. So if you see now it's not showing means the publish might not succeeded. So I have to do one more time. Got it? You have the changes here, but the looks like publish not happened. So I will try to do one more time.
It will happen. And can you go or more to the Dynamics 365 tab, please?
It's reflected.
Mm. It's only three tabs.
Three sections, but I just even I moved the three section to different areas, right? I want to see that change. Why it's not showing? Sales, marketing, service. Sales up only, right? Sales up. So in such cases, what we can do one more trial like publish all customization. So every change will be published. This will take some time. So cannot start the requested operation because there is another running at this moment. So you need to wait for some time because another publish is going on. That's why it is holding. So whenever you get any error, anything, just try to understand why it is getting. No. And one more thing I want to convey, and every day you might learning something, right? Just see the appliance. Suppose if you are learning field creation, why do we need to learn field creation? Where we are using, how it help, like that. For every concept, use the WH. Why, what, when, where, and how. So if you learn like that, it will be easy. For each thing, you will understand end to end. Why you are making changes, why you so from the next thing we will be giving kind of a scenario. So even we will be creating a field, we will create a some scenario typical scenario type. Okay, now if you see here, it is reflected now. Once I do the publish all customizations, it reflected. Under sales, I have only automobiles. Under marketing, I have only marketing. Under service, I have sales. So this way we will control. So to control this sitemap, we will be using the sitemap navigator. To control anything on the tables, we will be using the tables. Okay. Any questions here? Now I want to say one more point here. So as cycle ask like two people want two different kind of layout. So in such scenarios, I want to have what I suggest. I will have a two apps. For the two apps also, manager can see the all apps, but the lower person, who is the sales representative, he shouldn't have access to the higher apps, right? So that apps we can control with the security roles. If you see here, for each app, if you click on, you will have manage roles. So manage roles means you can control who can open. So these are the available roles you have it in the system. Okay, all are default. Suppose if you see for all of you guys, I have given the system administrator, system customizer. That's why you could see all my same 11 apps as me. Suppose if you see, if I give only sales enterprise apps access, if I remove the other two, whoever having the sales enterprise access, they can only see the my app. The rest of the people can't see. Getting? So like this, we can control the apps who can access it, who can make a changes, who can do. Okay. Any questions? Now let's go to this maker portal. So till now, whenever you want to make changes, what I suggest, you have to go to the table and you need to go to the entity and you have to click on the properties. You will create a field or you will do some changes. But in the real world, you don't do like that because in a single project, a multiple people work. Suppose in one project, there will be 10 persons. So you will be working on something. Some same person will be working on something. So to make the changes in a proper way, we will be using the solutions. Solution is like a container. So if I want to have my changes separately, what I will do, I will create my own solution. So here publisher. So for each org, we will be having a single publisher that you will learn more in why we use everything we will tell later. So I'm using publisher as a default one. So I created one solution. Now if you see in this will be like a empty. So here you have zero components initially once you created a solution. Now what I want to make change, I want to make change on this case entity, suppose. So what I will do, case entities is a already existing table. I don't want to create a new one. So I will go for a add existing table and I will look for case. I will click on next. I will add the form. So this way you will group your changes at one place, because if you suppose if you work for 10 days, you may not remember all the things, not how many fields you created, how many form changes you made. You may forgot. To make it easier, we will create a solution. In that solution, you will keep your changes. So for my thing, for the case entity, I want to create a new field, new column. So I added my changes to this solution. Now I will create a column. So whenever I click on new column, this is case entity, right? I'm just creating a case title, one more field. Text field, this options, everything we'll see later. Now, so for the case entity, you created one field. So you have it here. Like this, you will have your changes separately. Harish print August. So whenever you want to move these changes, the August changes to different environment, you will be using the same solution. So here you have export solution, you will export this solution and you will import to the another environment. Like obviously developer will work on the dev environment, right? To make it reflect in the target test or UAT production, you will do the export imports. That is a manual process. We have automation as well. Later we will learn. So as a best practice, we have to create a solution and you need to keep the changes there. Suppose in the meanwhile, we were discussing sitemap, right? Just now before. So for the sitemap also, you will be getting here sitemap. You can add the whatever the sitemap you want to edit. You can add this here. You can make changes here. You can keep it in a separate place. That is your solution. Okay. Now, so Harish created one solution and at the same time cycle and created one solution on the same form. So as we are using the same DB for all users, so the back, suppose that I created one form. I'm using one, I created one form. If cycle want to work on the same form, you can select the same form. Okay. But suppose if you, I created a new field, cycle and don't know, right, whether I created a new field or not. The only way he can see from add existing, whether he created or not. Ideally, you can see from the solution level as well, because here it will, the solution name will appear. So he can simply see what are the changes he is making. Can I reuse it or not? So suppose if you need this case study field on somewhere else on the tabs. So Cycan will be adding the, he won't create the field again. He will just use that. So let me select the table again for case. Able to follow me, any challenge?
Following.
It's not coming table. So if you see form edit objects, you can means all the available fields will be available. So I want to use the column which I created, right? Case title. So case title, I just selected. So now I have in the columns, I got the whatever the field created by him. I got it. Now I want to use it on the form. You can simply make, you can add it here directly. From you can search the column again. What is that case title? Now, if you hover this, you will get the place where you want to keep. Like, suppose in the overview, if you want to keep it in the overview, I have to select this, you have to drag there. So it will be appearing there. Okay, now if I case title added, I made save and publish. If someone else open the same from other solution, he could see the same change. That's why because we under Dataverse, this is a single entity, right? Single right. So whoever opens this form, they can see the these changes because I published the form. So that's how it works. Until it publishes, it will be with you. Once you publish, the form changes will be reflected for everyone. Okay. Okay. So let me go back to my this Harish sprint Agash. Suppose if I open the form from here, solution. As Kalyan made some changes to the form, for my solution form also it will be reflecting. So what does that mean? Once he made a changes to the solution and published, the change will be reflected to the all users in all solution. So developers also like this, they can sync it up. So if you don't work like that, I might have older version. You will have some other version. When you deploy it, you will go your changes will go right. So that's why you will have a single version in all places. So case state is here also there like this. Okay. Now if you see one more thing you have to observe, we have too many columns, right? For case, when I'm clicking on add existing columns, see most of them columns are like directly transfers, account, activators, blocker, everything. But you somewhere you will have I created one. See for this one you have MSDN pre-create attachment, MSDN pre-creation ID. For my case title field, you will have title. As I already title, it is not coming. Let me remove it. So it will go remove from this solution columns. So let me look for case title. So if you see here for this case title, you don't have any prefix. For this case title, you have LUT. This LUT came from the publisher. While creating the solution, I selected one publisher, right? New solution. I'm selecting one publisher, right? This publisher has that prefix. That's why whatever the component you creating with this publisher, that LUT prefix will be added. Okay. So for something you don't have anything means those are the default columns from Microsoft. Now account ID activities complete. So which doesn't have any prefix, those are the default from Microsoft. Okay. Any questions? So now now from coming Monday, we will be creating the table. What are the options we will have then creating the table? When you create a table, what are the default capabilities you will get? And what are the capabilities you can customize? Everything we will be seeing in next week. We will be covering columns, relationship keys, forms, views, charts, dashboards, everything. Okay. So for your question, functional refers to the only process involved in the sales of yes. That functional means it's kind of a business analyst role. He knows the process, what is happening, how it is happening, but he don't know the behind the scenes. You may have code logic or you may have configuration logic. he might not know. He will knows only how it goes. Once lead is qualified, it will create an opportunity. When opportunity won, he will create a purchase order. Like that. He knows the process only. He don't know about the back end things. How you are creating form, how you are creating field, how you are creating entity, everything. Okay. Any questions here? So we have covered the customer service and sales, right? As per our first day discussion, under customer CRM engagement, we have four apps, right? Customer service, sales, marketing, field service. Marketing and field service we will do in the mid time, because if you tell all at once, you will be forgetting. So next week we will be learning the what is this customization, everything. How we are customizing existing entity, how we are creating a new entities, how we are everything. Okay. Any questions, Hare Krishna, to join?
Yeah, no questions, but if we when we are practicing, we will get many questions.
Yeah. Are you doing it?
Mm,
Are you guys doing practice? Then you will get, for sure you will get some questions.
yeah,
So if you are getting question means that is good only. We can solve it here. But if you shouldn't questions during the interviews, you should during the interview you should be able to answer only. That's how we have to prepare ourselves.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone want to say? There will be no class on the weekends. We will be resuming on Monday. Same time, 8 o'clock.